Hey everyone, how's it going? I we I'm coming from seeing WandaVision episode 5 for the first time, and this is my theories episode for what happened and what's gonna happen in the next episode, episode 6. So stay tuned and stick along for that. Because I'm so excited. I have so much to talk about because there are so many theories, especially for that last moment if you've seen it. And for warning, this is going to have spoilers since, well, this is coming off on Tuesday, hopefully. And also, just this is where we're actually talking more about what happened in the episode and its implications. So let's get started. First of all, at the beginning, Wanda tried to use her magic to silence the babies, and it didn't work at first. She has full control of this reality, yet she can't make them fall asleep. Is this a limitation to her powers? Are her powers starting to weaken? Is she losing control on some things? Like, what's happening? Then we should talk about the Agnes scene at the beginning, because that was trippy. It was like the wires were disconnecting, and Vision caught that and Wanda tried to tell him that it didn't happen, but she didn't try to reset it, which was interesting. And either way, well, let's talk about that. Why didn't she try to reset it? Well, I guess she couldn't really reset it. I mean, maybe she could, but Agnes is such a main player. Maybe that's why. Oh wow, I don't know. She could have just reset it really easily. And to take it from the top part was so weird. It was really trippy. But during that whole scene, the boys stopped crying. Who did that? Did Agnes do that? I don't know. That was trippy. Can't say for sure. My theory is something maybe magical is going on, and because they stopped crying and they started crying again, and then they stopped crying when they grew up. I couldn't tell. I don't know. But my I don't know. I guess my theory would be that either maybe Wanda did it to create a better effect for the trippy moment. I don't know. I guess let's talk about the boys a little bit because they grew up on their own, especially with the 10-year-old part where they just, oh yeah, we're 10 years old because they wanted to be. I don't think Wanda wanted the dog as much as they did. So my guess, because Vision set the age for something that the boys, it'll take them a while to be. A few years now. Make them responsible. Well, they aged up. My theory is they aged up on their own because later, Wanda said, she said shoot. She's like, okay, guys, you cannot age up for this one because trauma, whatever. So that's weird. I don't think that was any of their powers in the comics, and maybe they can control their age in the future if they leave this reality later on in the series. It's something that should be discussed, though. And Agnes knows a lot about this. Why is she trusting Agnes so much? I couldn't tell. Maybe she said there's probably a reason behind what she actually said in the series, which was something like, oh, she's seen whatever. And Wanda doesn't want to hide anyways, but there was also the bulletproof clothes and she was changing the reality, which I've heard theories about this. Does this mean now that if Vision leaves this reality alive, let's say he's not even actually resurrected, but it is, and she is literally just puppeteering a corpse of Vision. We saw that when they leave the reality, they take the appearance of what they were when they left, but they have the properties of what they were. You know what, Monica's bulletproof 80s clothes. Does that mean if Vision leaves this, he will look alive, but actually inside be dead? We'll see how he continues to evolve this season, because he is fighting against Wanda here for his own will. And then if the twins leave, let's say they are a construct of her powers and imagination, if they leave, are they literally nothing and fake because they're made from her powers? And can she even do that? Is because she just does move stuff this way, and she, yeah, part of her powers. We'll see. Maybe not. Anyways, but does that mean that maybe they look real, but maybe they're fake? I really hope so. Well, no, I hope so. But we can see already that the twins are taking on their color schemes of the superheroes in the comics. So my theory is that they're gonna hopefully be their superheroes, because Billy was wearing red and Tommy was wearing green and blue. So they're superhero powers, and I really want that. Let's talk about the Norm scene. Like, I guess I don't have too many theories about that directly, because we know they generally told us what's happening, but like, I guess, since when does Vision have the power to give people memories? I mean, I don't think she would give them that power. So maybe they're just retconning it a little bit. Plus, she is a computer. That's kind of weird. Maybe he doesn't. Do the boys age up with trauma? Is it natural? Do they get that from her? I think yes. We talked about that a little bit with the dog scene, the dead dog scene. I think it's really weird how Agnes somehow just appears when they need her and has exactly what they need. And Vision kind of started catching on to that as well. I think she definitely could be Agatha Harkness. And once again, I've said this a jillion times, the one thing holding me back from that is the scene in the trailers where she knows about the Avengers and that he's dead, which, how would she know that if she's a witch from the Salem witch trials? Don't know. I think those are all my theories out of the way. Besides, I guess we can talk about the red barrier that was set up. What does that mean? Does that, like, not allow Sword to enter the reality yet in any way? Does this destroy anything that comes in? Not quite sure. But this, I'm sure, will have serious implications for the future episodes. Next, I think, is probably the most important thing ever that's ever happened. So, to give a little background, a year or two ago, Disney bought 20th Century Fox. And with along that, their deals with not recognizing referencing mutants has broken up with them, and etc. They can cross over now, and as well, like, you get like some 20th Century Fox movies and properties on Disney Plus. I think I've seen an Ice Age thing on there, but the question is, so not a question. Let's reference to what happens. We got a Pietro reference in episode 3. A little time breaks, nothing really happened in episode 4. Episode 5, Billy and Tommy, I forget which one, asked Wanda if she had a brother. She said yes, far away, whatever. Wanda and Vision were fighting. Not actually, I would love to see that though. And Pietro shows up. This is not Aaron Taylor Johnson. My guess, my theory, is that Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is dead. Darcy Lewis mentions in the real world she recast Pietro. Why? My theory is that seeing the old Pietro would just literally make her go into more trauma, and she wants to be mentally healthy a little bit, you know. She says she's doing this all for herself, and to make her happy. She has everything. But like once they said that, Monica's like, well, what do you want? What can I do for you? I have everything. Pietro comes in. Was Pietro a member of this town? I don't know. Is he the missing person from episode 4? Maybe, because Jimmy Woo hasn't seen this. Darcy's the only person that doesn't know about the missing person. And Jimmy Woo knew the most about it. We'll wait to see what Jimmy Woo says in the next episode, but Pietro being in here is a big thing because, well, I don't think she took his corpse because that's how he has started decaying by now. In multiple trailers, we have seen the phrase and heard the phrase, the universe is expanding. This could be the creation of the multiverse, and the number one reason why I say that is because Spider-Man 3 has, I think, practically forever been set to happen before Doctor Strange 2. Spider-Man is set to release this December. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is set to come out in March of 2022. So in a little bit over a year from now. So I guess we can talk about the multiverse. Has Wanda created this? And we've always talked about, or at least in the fandom, I've always heard about the possibility of, WandaVision bringing in mutants. And this possibly has just done it. We do not know officially if Pietro is a mutant, or if this is just her own version of him, whatever, or a different version. This could literally just be a different version of him. But let's talk about the implications of if he is from the X-Men series. In the X-Men series, I believe he was more of just Peter. He had like a very cool guy persona character, and rarely mentioned the Son of Magneto thing, because Scarlet Witch and the Green Sister, I forget what her name is, were not mentioned, I don't think, in the X-Men franchise either. But she was in the one show that barely gets any mention or hype. I forget what it's called. Either way, don't put it Pat. Don't call me accountable, Pat, please. But if he is, does he have knowledge of Professor X, Magneto, all the mutants? Has Wanda brought the mutants into the MCU by way of the multiverse and not the X gene? And that would be a lot easier. I would like a better explanation than that, but that's okay for me, you know. Because that would be amazing, but it's just so quick. I'd be excited. I was expecting it to come in the finale, but oh my god, but no one in the real world knows about the multiverse. But he's here, and he has a costume, and hopefully super speed. But she didn't know that he was even coming. Apparently, I doubt that. But she also, I don't know. I don't don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, that makes me so happy, you know. But I don't know what he's here for. I don't think he's gonna die because this is a recast. I don't know why Aaron Taylor Johnson specifically was recast. Maybe just because his character was dead. Hopefully, like thing terms on that. But my, just the implications of him being recast are so wide, and we don't know yet how. And it's not even a negative thing because Evan Peters' powers and scenes in the X-Men were good despite his character being really weak. I think we can develop that here. And this also possibly leaves room for every single one of the X-Men that didn't die to come back. Sorry, forgive me. I've only seen the first 2 X-Men movies. I plan to see them all, but currently X3 is not on any streaming service. And I don't really want to skip past that. Anyways, like, do we get mutants now? That one we really don't have the answer to. Okay, if I had to theorize this, as much as I would love for it to be the multiverse and the mutants and X-Men, which I definitely can be, my current theory right now, because this is the most sound, is that he's from the town, although I don't want it to be that. That's my theory. Thank you guys so much for listening to me. If any of you guys are watching this, thank you for listening to me rant for a while about my theories for this episode. See ya.